All right, let's dive right into a question that sounds super simple, but trust me, it's going to unravel pretty much everything you think you know about time itself.
So just think about it for a second. When a moment's over, where is it? Did it just poof, vanish into thin air? Or is it stored away somewhere, like an old file on a computer? Our common sense gives us one answer, but physics? Well, physics has a very different and frankly a much weirder idea.
Before we get to that weird idea, we got to look at how we usually think about the past. Our intuition, our gut feeling, gives us this really powerful metaphor for how it all works.
We talk about reliving a memory or looking back on our lives, right? It feels like there's this giant cosmic film reel of everything that's ever happened, and our memory just acts like the projector, a complete, solid record that exists somewhere out there. But what if that's just totally wrong?
This is where one of the most brilliant minds of the 20th century just walks right into the picture. He looked at this question not as a philosopher, but as a physicist, and what he came up with was, well, it was a truly radical answer.
That's right, we're talking about Richard Feynman. He basically argued that the laws of physics just don't support our cozy little movie theory of the past. He said that reality is actually far more ghostly and mind-bending than we think.
And here it is, the core of his whole idea. Feynman said that the past isn't stored anywhere because the past doesn't exist anymore. It's gone. All that actually exists is the present. But, and this is the key, the present is absolutely filled with the evidence, the marks or traces of everything that came before.
And this is where that abstract idea gets real. A dinosaur fossil isn't ancient life. It's a rock formation that exists today and tells a story about ancient life. A memory isn't you hopping in a time machine. It's just a specific pattern of neurons firing in your brain right now. We aren't actually seeing the past. We're seeing its echo in the present.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds a little more like philosophy than physics. But Feynman's idea is built on one of the most fundamental, rock-solid laws of the entire universe. This whole idea of present traces isn't just some clever thought experiment. Nope. It's a direct consequence of a law of physics you've definitely heard of, entropy. It's that rule that says things in the universe tend to go from order to disorder, and that process only moves in one direction, forward.
Think about an egg. It's easy to take it from an ordered state, whole, to a disordered one, scrambled. But you can't go backwards. You can't unscramble that egg. That mess of scrambled egg is now a permanent record, a present trace that a whole egg used to be here. The universe is basically doing the same thing, just constantly creating these irreversible records of its own past.
And here's the bottom line from the physics side of things. Scientists have looked, and there is simply no evidence, none, for any kind of cosmic hard drive where old moments are saved. As far as we understand the laws of physics, the only thing that's physically real is the current state of the universe.
So, if the past isn't a place we can go visit, and it's not a movie we can just replay, then what is it? This is where we shift from physics to what this all means for how we understand our own history. This lays out the two views perfectly. Our gut tells us we access a complete past, but Feynman's view says, no, we're detectives. We infer the past by piecing together all the little clues, all the traces that have survived into the present. The past isn't something we find, it's a story we construct.
And this right here is really the whole thing in a nutshell. Every fossil, every memory, every history book, none of them are the past. They are all just objects that exist right here, right now, and they happen to be the only proof we have that there even was a yesterday.
This brings us to the final and I think most mind-blowing conclusion of Feynman's whole idea. It makes us ask a very simple but also very profound question.
So think about it. If the past is just a ghost, a story told by clues, and the future obviously hasn't happened yet, what's actually real? What does the universe truly consist of right now?
According to Feynman's physics, it is not a movie with millions and millions of frames, it's a single snapshot. The universe only has one frame. Now, that's it. From a strict physical sense, all that has ever existed or will ever exist is this exact present moment. But this now is incredibly rich, right? It's layered with all the echoes and marks and traces of all the nows that came before it, which is what allows us to reconstruct the incredible story of the past. And that kind of leaves us with one final thought. If the only thing that survives of you, your actions, and your entire life are the traces you leave behind in this constantly advancing present moment, What story will those traces tell?